Imagine you have an orange tree which is capable of producing oranges, and all of a sudden your management want you to produce apple. Will you be able to produce apple from the same tree? Not
Use
possible.
no.
So you have to grow apple tree, and then you will produce apple. That means process improvement is unavoidable. If you run the same process, the result will be same. If you want new result, process have to be changed, right? So change is something which you cannot avoid. So if you want to change the fruits, you have to change the roots. So nothing but process changes are important. Process improvement is important. And this is what in Six Sigma we call it y equal to f of x. Mathematically, it is called y equal to f of x, where y is the result we want to improve. Y is the problem we want to solve. Y is the gap in performance. Y is mathematically called dependent variable. Why do I call it dependent variable? It depends on some other factors. Its value always depends on some other factors. Nobody can directly change the Y. Anybody wanted to change the Y, they have to work on the X, right? And when you change the X, the Y will change. For example, it is like tuning an FM radio, tuning a radio channel. I keep on changing the tuner. What will happen? I get different channels, right? So without tuning the tuner, I can't change the channels. Same way, you can't change the Y without changing the X. The X are called independent variable. Independent variable, and Y are called dependent variable. Why do I call it dependent variable? Its value depends on the X variable, right? And now, always there could be two types of problem. One is existing problems. Existing problem means your product is not up to the mark. Your product is not up to the mark. How can you bring up the quality? How can you make products better in it? You can follow DMAC, define, measure, analyze, improve.
Use.
So DMAC is the methodology you can use to improve the quality of existing products, to improve the existing process. Suppose if your products are really good, really great, no complaints at all. Now you will work on future problems, or you will think of developing new products because there are no complaints here. You're already doing very well. And if you wanted to develop new products, Six Sigma recommends another methodology called DMADV, DMADV. DMADV stands for define, measure, analyze, design, and validate. This is nothing but building quality at the design itself. Building quality at the design itself. This is sometimes called as design for Six Sigma. This is sometimes called as design for Six Sigma. I use DMADV to develop new product. That is shortly called as DFSS. And now let us talk about the y equal to f of x, right? You all know what is y. You all know what is x. And imagine y is a coffee. All of you know coffee, right? We all take. And the head of quality, you are the head of quality. And your company is running several hundred restaurants across the country, and you are responsible for the quality. Now there were a lot of complaints coming about the quality of the coffee. Lot of complaints coming about the quality of the coffee. And now tell me, what are the X variables here? Y variable is the quality of the coffee or taste of the coffee. What is the X variable?
Good coffee beans.
King of coffee.
Coffee beans, very good. Then
Milk, quality of milk.
milk, yes, milk. Then what?
Brewing methodology.
Okay, brewing methodology, very good. Then
And chef also, sir. That
very good, the mood of the chef and his skill. Right. You can list all these things, right? These are all called the X variable. And I call the taste of the coffee as Y variable, but these things as X variable, because the taste of the quality, I don't have direct control over it. I can't set it. No, like how do I do the setting in a machine? But I can set all these things. Do you understand? Milk, I can fix any amount of milk. I can fix the coffee powder. I can fix the sugar. If I fix all these things, the taste of the coffee will be fixed. You are all of you are with me? Why do I call this Y variable and why do I call the other things as X variable? The Y is dependent variable. It depends on all these things. I can't directly touch Y, but I can touch Y only through X. That's why Y is called dependent variable, X are called independent variable. Now this is, I'm going to name them X1, X2, X3, X4, and so on. There are a lot of complaint, and you are reading the complaint one by one. You understood that 80% of the complaints are about the strongness of the coffee. 80% of the customers are saying that the coffee is not strong enough. Now tell me, which is the culprit now?
Coffee powder.
Wow, beautiful. So now the culprit factor is coffee powder. Because coffee powder has got more influence in making your coffee stronger or lighter. Am I right? Coffee powder has more influence in making your coffee stronger or lighter. So this is the culprit. This is called a critical factor. So one of the main aspect of fixing a problem at the root level is identifying the critical factor. Same way you need to work in your company. Same way you need to work in your projects also. When you are trying to fix a problem, the first requirement is you should be very good in identifying the critical factor. Now you identified. Now how will you solve the problem? I want to make my coffee more stronger. What should I do now? Should I increase the coffee powder or should I decrease the coffee powder?
Increase the coffee powder. Increase.
So we are able to
Increase the
solve
coffee.
the problem when we know the relationship between the variable. Am I right? I know the relationship between coffee powder and strongness. I increase the coffee powder, strongness will increase. Positive correlation. I increase the coffee powder, strongness is going down. It won't happen. I'm only telling, right? If I increase my X, my Y increases. That is called a positive correlation. Sometimes what happens when I increase my X, my Y will go down. That is called a negative correlation. So understanding the relationship will help you to generate solution. Now, what is the solution to this problem? Increase the coffee powder. At the same time, when I increase too much, what will happen? Again, complaints will come. Am I right? I cannot offer the coffee too strong also. So I have a requirement to settle at an optimum value always. I can't increase too much or I can't keep it low. I need to be always at the optimum. How will you do it? Can somebody tell me how will you fix this problem now? You are now asked to arrive on a formula for a coffee preparation. I need 100 ml coffee. How will you fix this problem? Tell me how will
We'll check coffee powder with the different quantities, which is better. That quantity will be fixed.
Wow, beautiful. He will take 100 ml of milk and the ingredients are fixed, but coffee powder alone, he will keep on increasing, isn't it? He'll put 8 gram
Yes,
and
sir.
test it. He'll put 10 gram, retest it. He'll put 12 gram and retest it. Now he will understand the solution is between 10 and 12. Am I right? Because many people like the coffee when the coffee powder is between 10 gram and 12 gram. Now he will fine tune 10, 10.5, 11, 11.5, 12. Now he realized 10.5 gram is the optimum solution. This approach is called what? Design of experiments. This approach is called design of experiments. A statistical approach. A best tool, right? In to solve any kind of problem. A best tool to optimize solution, right? And it's design of experiments. So you need to master all these things. Am I correct?
Sir, can we call it as trial and error?
That is not trial and error. See, we have done systematically. If you straight away put 10 gram and then if you are okay with the solution, then that is trial and error. But I said, you put 8 gram, you put 10 gram, you put 12 gram, and then you understood the solution is between 10 and 12. And then again, you studied it 10, 10.5, 11, 11. Why are you doing so systematically? Because you have so many restaurants. Every single day, you serve several thousand coffees. So you have to be very careful in your formula, isn't it? You want a great quality and you want a consistent quality, isn't it? That's why people are coming to your restaurant for a coffee. So you have to do all these things, and this approach is really important. If you learn these tools and techniques, you can fix any problem in any organization. Problems, solving a problem, the approach is same, only the problems are different. And now some other problem. Coffee is not sweet enough. Now what is the critical factor?
Sugar.
What kind of relationship sugar has with the sweetness?
Positive correlation.
Very good.
Positive correlation, sir.
So studying correlation regression analysis, studying design of experiments will make you a real professional in solving problems, in arriving solution. Domain knowledge is one thing, and then statistical knowledge is other thing. If you combine the two, you will be a full professional. Do you now understand? What can make you highly successful in your domain? Domain knowledge is something you have grown to certain level with the domain knowledge, but the further growth and making you, the best in the world lies, the secret is you must combine your domain knowledge with the statistical knowledge. So statistics is absolutely important for all professional, to realize greater levels of success. Otherwise, you will have a good domain knowledge, but still you will see that you have some limitation in optimizing everything. So that is why we are going to teach you statistics. We are going to teach you a lot of tools and techniques, and that will make you, a better professional. So the Six Sigma methodology, define means a well-defined problem is often